Yeah, if I'm totally truthful, at the time, I found it really exciting. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it felt really exciting. We went out there, was sort of thinking, well, this is what it's all about. I recall saying to Major Norman, because I was the assault engineer, and we'd got quite a lot of explosives out there. I do remember saying to him that, do you want me to go and blow up the airfield, in effect, like, which obviously they were going to land there. And he sort of said, no, we don't really want to be seen as the aggressor at this moment in time. Because I think probably, although we knew they were coming, you have to imagine in those times we hadn't got great communications and that, and we still weren't 100% sure whether it was going to happen. We'd been told, yes, they're coming. And I do remember at the time they smashed up all the communication equipment that linked back to London, and that was pretty much when you realised that, no, this is definitely going to happen, because it was, at the time, it's probably very antiquated now, but at the time it was expensive equipment and they just smashed it all up, like. So at that point you knew it was going to happen. The old plan was that we expected them, obviously, if they landed at the airfield and came in via the airfield, we'd hit them. The first section would hit them, drop back through us, we would hit them, drop back. The whole idea being that we'd go back to Government House and, in effect, make a last stand there. So anyway, we were sat there for quite a few hours, must have been 6-7 hours, in little shell scrapes and waiting to see what happened. I do remember, as probably most people who have done night sentries, starting to hallucinate, because obviously we'd had a long day. It got to about 4 or 5 in the morning, hallucinating slightly, and so I remember seeing a chap cycling, a naked chap cycling on a bike along about 50 yards in front of me, which I thought was a little bit strange. But anyway, finally, it would have been 5-6 in the morning, they started to land, and it became apparent that the invasion was taking place. We didn't particularly do anything out on the airfield, because you don't really know what direction they were coming. But we got a message over we heard some shots going off, some bits and pieces happening, not at our location. So we were told, right, Land Rover's going to come through, get in the Land Rover, head back to Stanley. Obviously, they'd come in through a different direction. Later on, they obviously did land in the aeroplanes. The Hercules dropped in their troops, but we, at that point, dropped back and got in the Land Rover, went back into Stanley. Obviously not knowing what the other sections were doing. And when we got into Stanley, we were going down the main road in the Land Rover, and what I quite obviously remember happening is the whole sort of sky erupted with ammo going off, shmoolies, all sorts. It lit up like Bonfire Night. Lots of rounds flying down. What the Argentinians had done was go onto the ridge at the